Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? It's been said that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, or does it?
I was feeling so bad. I asked my family doctor just what I had.
It's time to get a new prescription for your life. Get ready for your daily dose of Healthy Talk Radio, the show that's empowering your health. And now, here's America's health and lifestyle coach.
Live. This is the show where your health is your wealth. Thriving is more important than just surviving, and the only thing lost are those unwanted pounds. This is Healthy Talk Radio that helps you get well, stay well, and live well. Lines are open, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. What are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. Your health, your life. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. It really is. So your choices today will determine the kind of health you're going to have. Now remember, you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck where you are. Doesn't matter what the doctors told you. Doesn't matter if you have some kind of condition, right? Because the reality is you can get diagnosed with anything, anytime. And I will tell you, to live your potential, and we all have a potential that we have not touched. We all have a potential that we haven't reached. We all have an area that we have not even remotely gotten close to, in my opinion. So regardless of what any health challenge is that you're facing, that's why I like to call it a health challenge, because challenges are meant to be overcome. And that is a huge, huge deal that I want you to understand, and I want you to realize when it comes down to this, okay? Because you can transform. You can go to the next level. It doesn't matter if it's diabetes, heart disease, fibromyalgia, depression, arthritis, whatever it is, your big toe hurts, whatever, okay? You can overcome. And I want to see you that. Like on this show, that's what it's all about. It's about living your potential. 888-283-7272. Go to the website. Go to asarx.com. If you want to get my book for free, if you'll go there, we're giving away our best-selling book, my best-selling book, for free. You just cover the shipping cost, and we'll send it to you. So it's a gift that I'm giving to everybody right now, because so many people are struggling. They need help, and we've been bombarded with emails and requests for this, so we're actually doing that currently. So if you want to get your free copy of my book, it's a bestseller, you can go to asarx.com, catch it there, and we'll send you a free copy. Just cover the shipping so we can get it to you. All right, let's get over the phones and jump on and talk to Rodney. Hi, Rodney.
I have a doctor that wants me to get an autonomic nervous system test and pseudomotor test done. He says it looks at everything from my cardiovascular health to my nervous system health, and he says it's valuable. I wanted to know what Doc thought about that, if it's something that would be worthwhile. I've never heard of anything like it before.
I tell you, it's a good test. I mean, I'm a big fan of any test that's going to bring value, that will really teach you something. Because here's the deal. Every doctor, any provider that's working with you from any angle needs information. And I think that we get hung up on tests being unnecessary because we've been kind of told that, hey, there's a lot of unnecessary tests that are done. And that is true. There are some. But no test is completely unnecessary, I don't think. There's a lot of times you got to look at it. There's three perspectives. There's your perspective, there's the doctor's perspective, and there's the insurance company's perspective. So everybody's kind of, a lot of times they're not in agreement. But if the doctor needs it or the provider needs it to formulate a diagnosis or to make a good decision or to just have more information because they're thinking down a certain line and want to really help you in the best way possible, then yeah, it's a big deal. You should want that. So the autonomic nervous system test, ANS, it's a good test. And for whatever your doctor is looking for, and I'm sure there's more than even what we discussed here, then it'll be helpful to them. So I would encourage you to look at that, and I would encourage you to talk to them and really get down and give them whatever information they need. Let them do the test so they can best serve you and get your body going in the right direction. I mean, that's the key. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. You can give us a call if you haven't joined in the podcast. That is something you definitely want to do. So the podcast is available, of course, iTunes and Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, all of those. You can find the podcast. But make sure to join in. It's daily, so we take the radio show. If you can't catch us live, we put the radio show there, so you can catch the hours of the show there on the podcast. We stream it every single day at the website. So if you want to catch us live every day, just go to the website. You can stream it right there and inside of our app. Look for the Asa Rx app. But you can join in the show each and every day. So we want to be here for you no matter what, to be able to help you and encourage you and really get you to the next level with your health and with your life, because that's what it's all about. So the podcast is a great way to do that. Plus, I've got original content. I have interviews where I get celebrities, sports figures, and people that have a great voice with a great message to be on, and really can be a great way to help you and serve you. And that's what this whole thing's all about. Email came in. By the way, you can email us anytime. Go to asarx.com. Send us an email, and we'll make it part of the show. And if you want me to answer in private, we'll do that as well. If you don't want it to be on the show, you just tell us. Say, hey, we don't want it to be on the show. We just want it to be private. That's okay, too. I respect that. All right, Jeff in Boston said, I want to increase my vitamin C intake. I've heard that's really good for you. What's the best way to do this? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. And I am a big fan of vitamin C. Vitamin C is in every cell in the body. Did you know that? So vitamin C is in all of our cells, yet it's water soluble, so it depletes out of the body very quickly. So it's rapidly depleted out of our system, which that's not a good thing, right? So you don't want it to deplete a lot. However, one of the big keys with vitamin C is that it helps rebuild collagen and the connective tissue. So I'm a big fan of it. I take a lot of it, okay? I always have. And in the testing that I do, of course, just like I tell you to get tested all the time nutritionally, for me, my body eats up vitamin C like it's going out of style. So there is a buffered vitamin C that is really good. It's got mineral ascorbates in with the vitamin C that helps the absorption into the cells, which I like. And so the buffered vitamin C is really the best way to go. I do 6,000 a day milligrams, and that's for me, okay? That's what I do. Everyone's different. You can start out with 2,000 milligrams, 3,000. Everybody's different. So I recommend getting tested to see what your levels are. You know, there's a lot of new nutritional testing done. If you need a provider that can do that, our providers, our doctors will actually help you do that. And we've got nutritional testing that we do. That's what we do. So we have a company called Potential, and that's what we do. But yeah, I mean, if you need help with that, our lifestyle providers all over the country can help. The big deal is this. You want to focus in on getting the right amount for your body, and it's different for everyone. We'll be right back. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. So glad you're with us. Check us out on the web. Go to asarx.com. Now, there's an epidemic in the country right now. And I do call it an epidemic because it is an epidemic. It's something that's a big, big deal. And I'm pretty fired up about it. Like we need to do something about it. And I'm doing something about it every day because I'm pretty hacked off about it. So in this company, with our voice and what we do, we're able to really impact a lot of people because, of course, we've got about 4 million people that we talk to every day, which is kind of cool. It's a real blessing. So with that, I just want to tell you that kids' obesity, like it's got to stop, okay? I mean, I think we're all in agreement. It has to stop. Like this whole thing with kids being overweight, it's a big deal. So severely obese kids now, we're knowing through the research that are higher risk for heart disease and diabetes. I mean, who would have thought a child that's 10 would have to worry about heart disease? Like, what is up with that? Or even diabetes. 1 out of 3 of our young people right now has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That's not like the genetic kids juvenile diabetes, which is called type 1. That's not like that. This is from eating the wrong kind of foods over a long period of time kind of diabetes that like you get when you're 40, not when you're 10, which means that they've been eating such poor foods and have such poor lifestyle that they have diabetes, okay? I get fired up if you can't tell. So it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I want to see this thing come to an end. Children who are severely obese, especially boys, have risk factors that increase their odds of getting heart disease and diabetes. So they said as the severity of obesity in kids gets worse, and it's getting worse. They did a study at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Children who are the most obese, they said, are twice as likely to have some of the risk factors for heart disease and diabetes as the mildly obese. The fact is that the doubling of risk came from a comparison to mildly obese children, not normal weight kids, is especially concerning. There was a study done with the New England Journal of Medicine, and it said severe obesity is on the rise among U.S. children and young adults. And 4% of children were severely obese. And by recent years, 6% were severely obese, the study said. So Dr. Skinner and the colleagues looked at this. They did a co-study with the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. And in this, they were looking at kids that were 10 up to about 12. And the researchers looked at all the different factors. They looked at cholesterol, blood pressure. They monitored blood sugar levels. Using the children in what they call a class 1 reference comparison group, the bottom line is blood pressures were worse in those who were obese. Boys who were severely obese were more than 7 times more likely to have high blood pressure. It's crazy. Imagine you're 11, you're a young child, right? They're 11. Like they're supposed to be out playing games and football and riding skateboards and doing all that, and they got high blood pressure. It's unbelievable. So Dr. William Munoz, he's the Associate Director of Pediatric Gastroenterology and directs the weight management program at the Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami. He reviewed the findings and he said, tell patients that it's all about the parents. So parents, it's up to you. Okay, it's up to us. I'm a parent. Parents, it's up to you to really join in and take this cause up because it's a cause that's really serious. And it's up to you, parents, to take responsibility for your kids and what they're putting inside their bodies and the types of foods that they eat on a regular basis. And if they are getting overweight, you've got to step in and say something. If they are getting overweight, you've got to make a change and create transition. Like nobody else is going to take responsibility for your health but you, and no one is going to take responsibility for the health of your kids, I can promise you, except you. So it's an epidemic. We have to do something about it. That's for sure. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. You can give us a call. Go to the website. Go to asarx.com. That's asarx.com. Now, as a situation I want to jump into and talk about stress. Stress is, as we know, a leading killer. And you may just say stress is no big deal. Oh, we call it stress management. We try to soften it, make it sound like it's no big deal. Stress is a big deal. And stress is really the underlying cause of a lot of these health challenges that we face. It's kind of the core system of why that happens in the first place. So stress is a big deal. And anytime you can do something to eradicate stress, that's what you want to do. So resilience is something that we like to talk about a lot. But remember, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on managing stress. Super important. Number one, remember that stress is here. You can't get rid of it. So it's good to acknowledge that, number one, to know that you can't do anything about stress. You have to manage it. You got to hit it head on. You got to face it no matter what it is. So understanding that, number one. Number two, when it comes to stress, you really need to get down and say, okay, how can this situation, whatever it is, how can I come up with a game plan to hit this head on? And whatever you do, don't turn to substances. Like, don't turn to alcohol and supplements to ease anxiety, and junk food to self-soothe. Like, don't do that. You need to come up with practical ways, like taking a walk outside, going swimming, riding a bike, reading a book, having a conversation with someone you care and love about. Maybe you're an extroverted type person and talking actually it makes you excited or makes you feel better, whatever it is. Find these areas that you can jump into that can help, because stress is about managing. You can't get rid of it, but that's why laughter is such a big deal. You know why the physiology of that is so important with laughter? A lot of times comedians know a lot about pain and they know a lot about stress because they have become funny to deal with a lot of the stressors and things in their own life. So they actually learned that humor, and they've realized that if they can make somebody else laugh, that it's their gift to the world. If they can take somebody out of their pain or their stress for just a moment, then it can make a difference. So these are all keys when you're dealing with stress. We'll be right back. 888-283-7272. This content is brought to you by our good friends at Liberty Health Share, the absolute best alternative to traditional health insurance. Visit Liberty Health Share at libertyhealthshare.org.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Welcome back to the show. I am so excited. I've got a guest that I have on regularly now, and he's just an amazing guy. He's been in the healthcare field for a long time. He's the founder and chairman of Liberty Health Share. His name is Dale Bellis, and I want to welcome you to Dale back to the show as always, my friend.
Thank you, Dr. Asa. What a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely. So let's dive in as we always do. Let's talk about health sharing. What is all this health sharing thing that people are talking about?
Well, it is a nationwide phenomenon, thank you, where people join together on a voluntary cooperative basis and pay each other's medical bills. And we do that without the help of an insurance company or the government, just a regular, systematic way to meet health care costs in a like-minded community of faith and values where when I join, I just commit to sharing in another member's expense. And we're currently engaged with each other, paying each other's bills to the extent of $38 million every month.
That's amazing. And Dale, what's so interesting about this, and I want to get into your story, is that you helped to pioneer, really, and bring this. It's been around for a long time, but you really helped bring this type of health sharing and a type of health caring, really, to the forefront.
Well, I was a wee pup back in the day. The very first interdenominational healthcare sharing ministry was launched in 1982. And I was a part of that ministry, went into administering healthcare plans for employers that sponsored and self-funded their own healthcare plans for their employers. And it was during that period and others when I just realized, Dr. Asa, there's a couple of key flaws in our current healthcare system that we've got to overcome. And one of them is the detrimental effects of a third-party pay system. Whenever I send my money away to a third-party payer, an insurance company, or if it's being paid by the government or an employer, I'm isolated from not only making decisions about the care of my own health, but I'm also isolated from the costs. I mean, I rarely even see a bill. I don't know what the costs are. I'm not a partner with my insurance company to reduce expenses, and thus costs continue to skyrocket because the mentality is just take care of me. I'm entitled. That's a flaw.
It's
that's
a flaw.
A problem.
It is.
And the entire conversation in America today about health care is about doubling down on that third-party pay system.
That's right.
It's time to stop and seriously ponder how we can change it up. The second is based on the economic model currently in place for doctors and hospitals, the only basis on which they see me and invite me back is if I'm sick.
That's amazing.
The more times they see me because I'm ill, that's how they get paid.
So it's sick care.
So we don't have a health care system, Dr. Asa. I guess I'm bold enough to say we have a sick care system.
That's right. We do.
And so we've got to change all that, and that's what healthcare sharing is all about. It's about empowering the individual consumer to be personally responsible for the care of their health and have a buy-in and an ownership and have skin in the game in terms of cost, number one, and number two, be health-conscious, health-focused, and utilize the healthcare resources to be their support to direct and manage their care.
Yeah, that's really, really good, Dale. And we're talking to Dale Bellis. He's founder and chairman of Liberty Health Share. You can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. And just to let you know, I'm a member and have been for years. I switched over from traditional health insurance into Liberty Health Share and into that system and became a member. And I have to tell you, it was one of the best moves for myself and my family. And that's why I'm so excited to have him on. He really is an expert, Dale is, and I love having him here. Dale, tell me a little bit about this, the sharing model, because I'll tell you the paradigm of this is what really got me. The concept of what you just said. If I'm with a traditional health or insurance company, I send my premium out. I have no idea what's going on. But believe you me, if I go to a hospital visit or a doctor's visit, I will get contacted a lot with a lot of paperwork that means nothing to me. If I'm a consumer, of course, as a physician, I understand a lot of it. But as a consumer, I'm like, wow, what do these numbers really mean? And so there's not a lot of contact. But in the health sharing model, when you're a member, right, being part of a culture, now you've got constant contact happening from the organization to be able to help you along. And this culture model of when I put my membership money dollars every month into the pot, so to speak, it goes to help someone else in need. And there's this concept called a share box where you're kind of in the know of who you're helping. Talk about that a little bit, because it really grabbed me by the heartstrings and got me into this thing.
Every month, we ask our members to set aside a predetermined share amount. That's what we call it, because we literally are participating in and sharing in the cost of another member's expense. It's $2.99 for a single, $3.99 for a couple, $5.29 for a family. So regardless of how many children, and all that money goes into a secure online account that you referenced. We call it our share box. And then through our technology online, it gets matched to another person who has medical bills. And you literally transparently see your dollars flow from your account to theirs, so you always know where your money is going, and you can message them with cheer, with encouragement, with prayer. And then we cut the check out of the receiving member's account to the doctors and hospitals. That's the methodology we're utilizing, and paying each other's bills to the extent, as I mentioned earlier, $38 million every month following that process and methodology. And we're sharing medical bills, Dr. Asa, at less than half the cost of traditional health care because we have a buy-in to those expenses. We see those costs every month. We're sharing in those expenses one to the other. We're looking for ways to cut costs and minimize expense and find services at the most advisable price because it's our money at stake and the money of our fellow members.
Which I think is so powerful, and it's very, very well put. We're talking to Dale Bellis, founder and chairman of Liberty Health Share. You can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. And we're talking just about Health Share, the concept, and really what it's all about. Dale, in this model, which I find it's just really like it's just been a major part of my life now. I love it. I'm into it. I'm in it. Talk a little bit about, from the share box model, there's this kind of this new concept. You went from healthcare to sick care. We know we're in more of a sick care model, but Liberty kind of takes the reins back into more of a health and wellness care model, and this proactive with a plan called Health Track, where there's health coaches involved. Now, this is not just somebody that gives you a phone call once a quarter just to punch the time clock because they were told to by their boss, right? This is someone that literally cares and is involved in seeing you get to the next level with your health so that you can come out of maybe a hole that you've been in.
Dr. Asa, you know better than anyone in terms of the epidemic of chronic health conditions that are based upon our lifestyle, what we eat, how we sleep or exercise or reduce stress, etc. High blood pressure and heart disease and type 2 diabetes, certainly obesity, smoking. Can you believe we accept smokers? But they've got to commit to quit. And high cholesterol. All of those conditions are lifestyle-based.
They are.
And so we accept those coming in with those pre-existing conditions. We share in those pre-existing costs so long as they join Health Track, which is a health and wellness process where we assign a health coach. And with the assistance of that health coach, the member with that lifestyle-based disease, that chronic condition, they set their own predetermined treatment plan and goals, whether it's diets or exercise or whatever the case may be. They reach those goals, impact that disease condition, and then graduate from the program because there are there's criteria that determine the achievement of their goal. We celebrate their success. We send up digital balloons for them in our monthly newsletter. They move on and continue as a member. Now, that costs additional $80. That $80 drops off. And Dr. Asa, we're seeing people's lives transform as a result of that simple principle of taking personal responsibility for the care of the body that God's given me.
That's amazing. So it's, they always say if you get something for free that you really want, maybe pay attention to it. It goes in the closet, in the drawer, you never look at it. So I really like the idea that you pay that $80 because if you're going to spend the money, you're going to be invested, right? So you're going to really work hard at your goal. And what are some of the criteria, again, if you don't mind saying that would take someone off the health track? Like, how do they graduate so people can know
Sure,
that?
let me give you a classic example. Last year, we had 1,605 people join Liberty Health Share with an indication of the need to lose weight. Now, I know, everybody knows that weight is a significant indicator of future disease and issues relative to health. And so we've got to get our weight under control. And so we have rather relaxed standards of height and weight, but even under those conditions, they had a need to lose weight.
Okay, Dale, we got about 20 seconds. Hang tight for just a second. I want to continue this when we come out of this break. We're talking to Dale Bellis. He's the founder and chairman of Liberty Health Share. We're talking about the health track portion of Liberty Health Share, which I think is really one of the game changers in the industry. We'll be right back. In my opinion, Theralac is the best probiotic on the market today. Probiotics in a healthy gut are essential to feeling great. For the best in probiotics, visit Theralac.com. That's Theralac.com.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
Lines are open, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Welcome back to the show. Always glad to have you with us. You can check out the website. Go to asarx.com. We're continuing a conversation with my good friend Dale Bellis. He's founder and chairman of Liberty Health Share, and we're talking about the health sharing model versus traditional health insurance and the differences. There is a program that they have at Liberty Health Share called Health Track, where if someone has a pre-existing condition or they're challenged with something on the health and wellness side, it's a program that helps get you back on track, hence the name Health Track. And we were discussing the reasons why that's important, how you kind of graduate from that, because there is an extra cost to it, but it does fall off. So Dale is explaining that. Dale, if you don't mind jumping right back into that.
Absolutely. We had 1,605 people join the program with an indication of the need to lose weight. We assigned them a health coach. They paid their additional $80, and then the health coach would just simply help them set their weight goal and adjust their diet plan and alter their lifestyle, because as we all know, it's all about lifestyle change. It's not about going on a diet. And so they would assist them with those lifestyle changes and would reach that weight goal. We would celebrate their success. They would drop off the program. The $80 would drop off. And that 1,605 people as a group lost over 32,000 pounds together.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
16 tons.
See, I love it when you say that. That gets me every time. The tons gets me every time.
Yeah, they just flooded us with testimonials about how life-changing and transforming it was. And Dr. Asa, I'd submit to you that one of the elements for change that we rarely implement is that sense of voluntary asking someone to come alongside of us and be accountable. And so that voluntary sense of accountability, we give someone permission to check in on us, and that just changes our whole approach to a lifestyle decision, and that's been a significant part of the success of Health Track.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. I'm a big fan of that, and I think it does separate Liberty Health Share from all the others in all categories, because when you invest in the culture of the people, and that's what's so great about health sharing, you become a member of this culture of people that are helping people. And it's just a model that is just not out there except now with Liberty. So I really am a big fan. So as you were seeing this thing come to pass and building this out, what do you think caused the explosion of it and really the need for it? Was it the Obamacare movement? What do you think caused that?
Well, skyrocketing costs have certainly been a factor. That's the first thing that catches a person's attention.
For sure.
Is the cost differential. But what hooks them and keeps them here is that relational dimension. Our members tell us of the top two reasons, first being the cost, which is a stewardship issue, but number two is the relational dimension. When I realize that I've suddenly transformed my healthcare dollars from a sterile amount of money going to a company's black hole somewhere and transforming it into a life-changing contribution and investment in the life of another person. My money is flowing from my ShareBox account to another living, breathing human being who's undergoing a healthcare crisis or a need, and I can support them, encourage them, pray for them, and give money to assist that individual. That relational dimension is what brings such a sense of significance and value of worth that I'm really being used to impact another person's life, and we get to do that every month, Dr. Asa. That's why it's such a blast.
It's such a blast. And with the cost rising so much as they have, a lot of people will jump into something like this and think, oh, it's just cheap insurance. But at the end of the day, they find out that the culture is what makes everything stand out from the rest. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. It's that what I refer to as relational health care. Now, we join together as a group and a community and literally provide resources that we provide to our members to address the health care costs in America. They're unrestrained. And the only way in which to attack it is if we are empowered as consumers. And that means putting tools in the hands of our members to shop for the best price. In fact, I have to tell you this quickly. I met with our local 16th district congressman today.
Wow, tell me. I want to hear.
Along with a group of other healthcare professionals, hospital administrators and large employers and physicians, et cetera. And we had kind of a roundtable discussion about healthcare, and they put me on the spot, and I got to hold forth for about 15, 20 minutes with them all, explaining, wouldn't it be incredible if we treated healthcare the same way we do every other sector of our economic lives? When you and I go to have our car repaired, we know exactly what the price is going to be. We can inspect the quality of their work, and I match their pricing with what I pay at the counter, and I walk away happy. I go to the grocery store, it's the same principle. If you're like my wife, man, she examines the bill at the end of the night when we go out to a restaurant to make sure nothing was added that we didn't order. That's how we order. That's how we engage in economic decisions all day, every day, in every aspect of our lives. Think about health care. Nobody knows what the cost is.
Nobody knows.
You can't. If you ask somebody at the hospital, how much is a surgery going to be, they can't tell you. There's a problem with that. And we've got to change the system and the dynamic and the methodology in which pricing is provided to the consumer in health care so that the consumer can make those choices and decisions.
I completely agree. Well, we've got Dale Bellis with us. He is the founder and chairman of Liberty Health Share. You can check them out, even join by going to libertyhealthshare.org. It's a move that I made from traditional health insurance over to the health sharing model. And I have to tell you, it's been one of the greatest decisions that I've ever made personally and for my family. It's been really, really great. So, Dale, I want to thank you so much for being with us. It's always a pleasure to have you, my friend, and we will be back together real soon. Puts another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producers, Derek Allen and Alejandro, of course. John Garrison, our chief engineer. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our communities.
This show is designed to provide accurate information of a general nature on the subject matter covered, and given with the understanding that neither the host nor the station is engaged with rendering any form of medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. This information is not approved by the FDA and is not intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any disease.
To experience more of Asa Rx audio, visit us at asarx.com.